Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and yet another episode of my F1 2018 career mode. Today we are here for round 2 for the Bahrain Grand Prix in season 5, and if you guys did miss episode 1 of season 5 for the Australian Grand Prix, a crazy race with lots of retirements, then do check that race out by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of your screen, and do get up to speed on the start of season 5 because while it's still early doors and it's still early days, you've got a chance to watch the first episode and get up to speed. But pretty much we're here at Bahrain. It's a track that I don't really look forward to. Even though I don't mind the track, I enjoy racing it. The AI are so strong around here. You know, all 4 seasons prior to this, we've been knocked out in Q1 or very early on, and just generally don't have good pace around here. So it's going to be a really tricky race weekend. Now, a little bit of admin to get out of the way first of all. I did a video earlier on today. I don't know if you saw it or not. You might have missed it. It was a video how I make my thumbnail. It's pretty much a tutorial video. It will be linked down below in the description, and also you can check it on my channel. But pretty much it's a thumbnail tutorial. So if any of you guys have wondered how I make my thumbnails for my videos, if any of you guys do videos for yourselves, then you can go check that video out by yourselves, and hopefully you find it informative and it helps you out, because you know, it's one of them ones where it's about a 30-minute video and I did step by step. I pretty much did a thumbnail live, which was the thumbnail I used in my career mode yesterday. That's pretty much how I made it. So I do urge you guys to go check that video out, because in my opinion, I think it turned out pretty good, and a little bit long, but you know, I think it's quite informative and step by step, and there's a lot of little tricks and hints in there for you guys to take on board. So I do urge you to go watch that before you check out this video. But yeah, with that being said, let's jump into it here for Bahrain. Let's see what it has in store. So moving into the laptop, and as you can see, the weather forecast for this weekend is pretty straightforward. Dry conditions, of course, underneath the night skies here in Bahrain, which is good news. In terms of the R&D though, no changes for this race. Nobody bringing any updates, and everybody stays put for this race, which is quite surprising, quite a rarity, something we haven't seen in a long time. And all in all, it's going to mean that the cars, obviously performance-wise, are the same as Australia. We did want to try and get a durability upgrade on the car, but we didn't have enough R&D points after the last episode, so hopefully we can do it today after this race weekend. And pretty much the story of the first half of the season, or at least the first 6, 7, 8 races, is really to focus on reliability, because with the R&D regulation reset, we need to get that back to where it was, you know, and really improve it, especially things like the control electronics, which is really important, because if you get the control electronics to level 3, that's the best you can do. And generally when control electronics is very nicely set up, it means that other parts of the engine wear out less, so it's a pretty good one to do. Now, with that being said, we're going to jump into qualifying here at Bahrain, and to be honest with you, my expectation was low, because I knew I didn't have any pace. Well, I say I have had any pace. The AI were way too strong around here. I've got good pace, but the AI are just ridiculous. So pretty much all I was hoping for is to not be last and see what happens. I mean, I might surprise myself. You know, we can maybe get P15, P14, maybe something like that. I'd be shocked if we got a top 10 finish. But as you can see, our first one was on soft tyres. We dropped down to last place, and then on my second run on the super softs, I ran wide through turn 3 and got my lap invalidated, unfortunately. But I kept on going because I wanted to get a reference lap time on the board, and to be fair, it was a pretty okay lap, 6 tenths down, which was not ideal. Or should I say 6 tenths up, but that was not ideal because I was looking for about a second or so. And to be fair, the lap was decent, but generally, look at the AI's pace, I would have still been last after that lap. So I knew I was up against it going on to my last lap in the session. So pretty much it's an all or nothing lap, this one. I'm just going to throw absolutely everything at it and hope for the best. So running overtake ERS right before the finish line to maximise straight line speed, and then you're looking for the 100-meter board as your reference point here into turn 1. Down to second gear, really attack the inside curve and get on the power as soon as possible, and try and go flat out through turn 2 if you possibly can. Up the hill now, carrying the speed, and you look for the break point up into turn 4. You want to brake just after the 100-meter board, potentially at the 50 if you can pull it off, and then down a couple of gears, focus on your traction once again through here as we now go into the twisty bends of 5, 6 and 7. This is all about momentum, having a good setup and good consistency with your car. Now down into the hairpin, second gear action momentarily to get the nose in, and then on the power as soon as possible as we now go into the double apex left, which feeds through turn 9 into the tricky turn 10, the hardest corner on the circuit. Having a lot of patience through here, letting the car do the work for you, and then on the power, focus on your traction as we now go on the back straight, DRS wide open, and now you want to try and attack this inside curb here, really carry the speed through in 5th gear. Don't touch the curb on the outside there, that's going to spin you off, and also through here, don't touch the inside curb, otherwise that's going to spin you off as well. Then try and brake as there as you can for this left, or sorry, this right hander, and I missed my apex slightly there, but still we carry the speed, and it's all looking pretty good so far as we're pretty much a second up on our previous attempt. And now with one more corner to go, you're on a break just before the 50-metre board, down to 4th gear, really attack the inside curve there, let the car run out wide on the exit, and then look for the DRS, open it up across the line, and that is going to be a lap of the Bahrain circuit. And to be fair, a pretty good lap, no corrections, and generally a very nice and tight lap. I was very, very happy with it. However, in the grand scheme of things, it's only P19, as the AI has set some pretty decent lap times, to be honest with you, and ultimately there wasn't much I could have done. I reckon I maybe could have got P15, maybe P14, maybe P16, depending if I got a really perfect lap in there, but all in all, it wasn't too bad. And I'm just happy that I managed to get a lap together with no mistakes, to be honest. But hopefully we can turn it around tomorrow on strategy in the race. One stop is going to be key, so let's hope we can pull it off. And fingers crossed our race pace is better, because last season our race pace was pretty good. So if it's the same again tomorrow, then we'll have a good chance in the race. But that being said, qualifying's done, so now let's move into the race for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
There's something in the Bahrain air tonight, and I'm not just talking about the sand. Our brightest minds have thrust their brightest ideas into the spotlight of the Sakhir circuit this evening as we look ahead once more to a Grand Prix that has thrilled us so consistently in the past. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1 of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Let's talk about Martinez. No grip penalties, no mitigating circumstances, just a poor qualifying performance and a very disappointing start position for them today.
It's not a nice feeling, I promise you. They've got a quick car underneath them, but they've got onto the grid today and they need a pair of binoculars to see the start lights. They'll be desperate for a good start to make up for some of that deficit.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Hamilton, Nico Hülkenberg, and Sainz, Ericsson, Perez, Ricciardo, and Pierre Gasly. Ocon, Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, and Hartley, Stroll, Van Dorn, Kevin Magnussen, and Roman Grosjean. Martinez and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right then, here we are on the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We start from the last row in P19. Not a big deal, kind of expected, because I knew I was going to struggle for pace around here. Ultimately, I'm lower down than I thought. Realistically, I could have maybe got 15th in qualifying if I'd found a 10th of a second, which I think I could have maybe done. But generally, I'm not too disappointed. I knew we was going to struggle with this race. It's one of them ones where I think qualifying's a bit of a write-off, and we kind of just go for broke in the race. Now, last season, I think it was last season, if not it was the season before, but basically, it worked out quite well for us, actually, and things went really, really well. Like, we went into the race, I think it was last season in the Mercedes, we pretty much got on those soft tyres, found a pocket of space with no battling, and pretty much did our job, set some consistent lap times, managed to make the strategy work, and generally had a good race. Now, speaking of strategy, we do get the free choice of tyres, so we're going to start on the softs and transition over to the mediums. Tyre wear is going to be high, and also I am running, obviously I'm not running the tyre temperature mod, so the idea is if I can keep my temperatures under control, which is going to be the rear tyres mainly, if I can keep that under control, tyre temperatures should be pretty key around here. If I can manage that, and then that will mean my tyre wear will also be good, and we should hopefully be able to manage the one stop. If we do put off the one stop, we're going to have a much better position, especially if we can avoid battling and try and find a nice pocket of space to work with and set some consistent lap times. With that being said though, we're just going to jump into it here and let's see what happens. Hopefully we have a good race. It's now time for round 2 for the Bahrain Grand Prix here in Season 5. Let's go. Right, here we go. Let's get ready for the 5 red lights here at Bahrain. The 5 lights are on and they are off, and away we go. Pretty decent start actually, getting a good launch off of the line. We lose out a little bit in the second phase, which is fine. Oh my god, yellow flag, there's been contact. We're going to go down the inside though into turn 1, try and make up a few positions. Got car to my inside. We're going to try and go on the outside. It's Grosjean who's there. He just about edges in front. Let's see what we're like for straight line speed around this circuit as we go down towards turn 4. We've got a slow moving car here. Stroll locks up, runs deep. We get a double overtake as Grosjean's compromised, and we've made the overtake, and we've got a slow moving car here. Look at this, around the outside of 2 cars. I don't even know how I pulled that one off. Van Dorn's going slow in the McLaren down the inside. And we're up to P13, avoiding all the carnage early on. And we've made up a hell of a lot of positions here, which is great. And we've also got a little pocket of space to work with. No one in front, no one behind in terms of on-track positions. Van Dorn has definitely got trouble in that McLaren. He's holding everyone up. But look at this, P13 already on lap 1. Great progress, great recovery. And we have these tyres on, which is good news. So we've definitely helped ourselves out strategy-wise. Now let's see if we have the pace here today. Can we try and connect with the train in front and try and make up for some lost ground? That'd be great if we could. That would really give us a chance this race. The closer we stay to the train in front, the better the strategy and more effective it's going to be. So let's try and get a head down here. Let's see if we can score some points here today. Last season I think I got P8. I think that's what I got. And starting pretty much from the back. So if I can do that again today, I'll be very happy. So let's get a head down. Let's get to work. And let's hope we have some pace in the car. Alright, this train in front is battling really heavily here at the minute. Definitely going to be some positions up for grabs if we play our cards right. A couple of Force Indias, a couple of Toro Rossos and Fernando Alonso in there as well. As we lock them to turn 1. Looking good though, I'm liking this so far. Good vibe, good sensations. Only on lap 3, DRS now enabled, so we're going to get chances to start making things happen here. As you can see, these guys are still battling very heavily going into sector 2, so we're going to really start picking up these positions. Alonso and Ricciardo side by side in front of us here. One of them is going to lose out big time. It's going to be Alonso, I think. Still side by side, the pair of them, as we really close up to the back of them now. Alonso on softs, I can see Ocon there on softs as well in the Force India. But Ricciardo just gets in front. Gasly and Ocon run a little bit deep. We're going to have DRS here. Unfortunately, everyone else will have DRS as well, so we're going to kind of miss out. But we're in this battle now, so it's all about deploying our ERS tactically along with a rich mix. A little bit deeper to the final corner there. I tried to break him a normal braking point, didn't quite work out, so we've lost a bit of ground to Alonso, but I'm going to try and close up to him again. That McLaren with the Renault engine is not extraordinarily fast on the straight, so we should have a chance of getting past it. The Force Indians are battling up ahead here, which is causing a bit more of a traffic jam. But we've got a good pace. I'm happy so far. We've definitely got better pace than I expected, and we can definitely get past these guys, I think, considering some of these are on super softs. Oh, getting the run, the momentum swing down the inside of Fernando on the brakes. A very nice move. Very nice indeed. I feel very confident on the brakes into that corner. Oh, Gasly locks up as well. So we're going to get a 2 for 1 in 2 corners. And we're now up into P11 here. So this is working out beautifully. Unlike Australia, where we literally got involved in every possible incident, this time we've kept our nose clean, avoided any contact, and we are reaping the rewards from it. Really reaping big time benefits. Oh, back end getting loose there, but very, very happy with how everything's going so far. Now we've got Perez and Ricciardo in front. I think Perez might be struggling with this car, so there might be an opportunity here to make a move happen. Hopefully we can close the gap. Ricciardo's going to try and get Perez into the final corner. There we go, get that slowed down. Both of these guys are on super soft, so it's going to be hard to pass, and Ricciardo's going to go for the move on Perez here. Let's try and watch this as we set a personal best. I'm in overtake and rich mix, both combination. Let's try and close this gap. There we go. Alright, I reckon Perez is vulnerable here. Making some little adjustments. Moving the brake bars forward and also the differential. Just to try and shift the weight off the rear tyres a little bit if I can, avoid it. And try and keep my rears in good condition. That's the main thing I'm looking for here. Alright, here we go. We're going to have the DRS on Perez. That Force India is going to be so hard to close down on the straight though. Another personal best. Rich mix and overtake ERS combined. Can we get anything on Sergio here? I thought about going for the lunge, but just a little bit too far out, unfortunately. As we've got Ricciardo battling with Ocon in front. Ocon is on softs, so we need to preferably try and catch up to Ocon if we can. And then after that, we're going to be the lead soft compound tyre runner in this race. So that's going to hopefully bode well for strategy, which is what I'm hoping for. But we need to get past Perez here. Okay, this time a very strong middle sector. Much faster than last lap. We're on for a personal best. A little bit deep into there. Not ideal. I was going to put him in the back foot. As Ricciardo comes in, we've dropped the ground to Perez. I'm still closer than last lap though, so I reckon I might be within range. Alonso's trying to get a run on me, but he's actually not close enough. Okay, so Lewis comes in. Will Perez come in? I think he might. Yes, he does. That's going to release me to clean air. Here we go. Lots of cars in the pit lane here. That was a bit of a scruffy lap from me, I've got to say. Verstappen trying to catch me here, but no way through, and we jump up into 4th place. Now we need to try and pull away and stay ahead of Max Verstappen if we can. First track extend of the race there. Running a little bit wide, but let's see if we have the pace to shake off the Red Bull. I'm struggling to shake off Verstappen here, unfortunately. He is faster than me. Here he goes to the inside cars in the pit lane. We jump up momentarily for P2 and then back down to P3. Verstappen locks up. I can't turn in. That's going to put me on the back foot. Sebastian Vettel's lurking behind in the Ferrari. Can we get back past Verstappen here? I don't think we can. Our Red Bull's too fast. Vettel instead though is going to try and look for the move. We have to go a little bit for an early apex and be careful with Sebastian. If I can let him by without losing too much time and try and tactically put myself back into play with Verstappen, that'd be great. Okay, we've managed to stay within Verstappen's DRS, but Sebastian's so much faster than me here. He's going to get the inside line, but we are going to have a tow from Verstappen, so that's going to allow us to pull back past Sebastian here. On the brakes, taking an early apex, covering off Vettel. And once again, we stay in front for now of the Ferrari driver. Can we stay in front down up to turn 4? That's the question. The Ferrari's got the extra power, but we are going to stay ahead again. So we're managing this okay, and we're keeping up with Verstappen, which is also key. At the final corner, Verstappen really going for it here. I'm trying my hardest to keep pace, but you can see that personal best by nearly half a second. But Verstappen's pace is just so strong. Sebastian going back in for a second helping of a slipstream. He can't get past me at the minute on the straight, which is quite rare for an AR car, but I'm getting such a beautiful tow from Verstappen all the way down that straight. It's just not allowing Sebastian to get the move. This time though, Sebastian's got the run on me here. Down the inside goes Vettel on the super soft. We're going to try and switch back underneath. Get the power down there. Let's try and stay close through here. We've got Leclerc behind on softs, carrying the speed through the right, into the left with a bit of dirty air. Now we've got to try and tactically calculate this move. When Vettel tries to go for the move from Verstappen, we need to try and follow through or stay close. Vettel and Verstappen side by side into the final corner. This is perfect. We're not going to have DRS, I don't think. Unfortunately, we've dropped back a little bit too far. But they're still side by side. Here comes Charles Leclerc in the Sauber. He's going to get that one done, I think. Just about edge in front. I'm going to try and switch to the inside, though. Back down the inside of Leclerc into turn 1. We're not letting this one go without a fight. And job done. We are back past Charles Leclerc, and also Verstappen staying in front of Sebastian as well. So our soft tire runners are holding on here. We're putting up a fight. Here comes Raikkonen. He's all over the back of me. He's got the momentum. So we can't really fight this one. We're scheduled to come in this lap, so let's not overcomplicate things for ourselves. Let's not waste time with Kimi battling away when we don't need to. Here comes Leclerc. I'm going to cover the inside, let him go the long way around. Don't waste time basically battling unnecessarily as we go into the pit lane. Verstappen's going to come in, as does Ocon, so we're kind of having a bit of a pit stop battle here. Let's get it all slowed down. There we go. Right, so onto a set of medium compound tyres. That's what the doctor ordered. Nice quick stop, please. Come on. Right, there we go. 2.7 away. Not a great stop, but it'll do. I'm not going to complain. Make sure we rejoin ahead of Alonso there. There we go. Lovely. Right, so on mediums now. Let's hope we can perform on these tyres. We need to be strong on these opening laps to be back in that mix in amongst Vettel, Hamilton, Raikkonen, Leclerc and all the big guns. As we lock up, that's going to put me in the back foot. Alonso lurking. Tyres are freezing cold. We do get the power down though, just about. Okay, Alonso's on the back of me here. Struggle to switch on this tyre. I just can't get the fronts to warm up. Here comes Alonso. He's going to commit to the inside. We're going to defend it, as you'd expect. Into turn 1. We'll switch back underneath maybe. Power down early. Getting the momentum. Come on, here we go. Up the hill, can we get Alonso back? Down the inside. There we go. Job done. We've got that one back, and we've managed to cost him a bit of time in the process. Now is when we need to pull away. Get that 1 second gap for DRS. Try and shake him off. Okay, Lewis is in the pit lane as we're on for a personal best. There you go, confirmation. So I'm expecting a few of the other big guns in the pit lane. So this is going to be pretty close. Hasn't been a great opening lap or two, but we've picked up the pace this lap. I've got a feeling we're going to be behind them. Unfortunately, we've kind of lost out too much ground on those cold tyres. Hamilton's in front, so There you go. We've lost out a lot of ground on the fresh tyres. 2 personal bests in a row, down to the 127s. Hulkenberg leaving the pit lane now. We're going to rejoin just in front. Hopefully Alonso can cause him some trouble. Hulkenberg was trying to get down the inside there, but no way through. Hopefully we've got the pace to stay in front of him. We are 1 position shy off of the points, which that alone would be a great result for me. I'll take a point right now. Okay, we've got cars in the pit lane here. Alonso's managed to get in front of Hulkenberg, which is good because that Renault is pretty damn fast. We've got Carlos Sainz here leaving the pit lane. As we get turn 1 wrong, too hot on the brakes. That's going to put me on the back foot to Alonso here. And that's my second track extend of the race now, so I've got to be careful. Alonso, oh my god, he's got so much speed. He's definitely running a higher engine mode. We're going to force him out a little bit wide there. Hulkenberg slips through. It's fine by me, I don't mind that. Right, we've got Marcus Ericsson leaving the pit lane here in the Saab, as you can see, on the soft compound tyres. These tyres should be cold, so we are going to get close. Can we get the run on him here, up the hill? Damn, that Saab accelerates so much. Look at that go. Never mind, we're going to have to back out of that. Unless he's slow through here, but I highly doubt it. Hulkenberg and Alonso duking out behind, which has allowed me to pull away. Matching my personal best, just keeping a strong pace here. And we're constantly pulling away from the cars behind. Looks like P9 is the best we're going to get this race, unless there's a bit of shenanigans going on up ahead. I'm also obviously 1 corner cut / extend off a penalty, so I want to kind of keep my nose clean if I can. So at this point, I think we're all about just bringing this one home, to be honest, and I'll happily take 2 points. Van Dorn's just retired from the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Ocon has now retired as well. That's a big one. That's going to give us a position in the Force India. He's just pulled over here, you can see on the right hand side. So we're now up to P8, but I was going to mention Alonso behind has got company in the form of Toro Rosso and Sergio Perez, and they're both, all 3 of them should I say, they're starting to close me down. So this isn't over just yet. I need to make sure my pace stays strong and I keep going, because this isn't over. It's Gasly in the Toro Rosso on the soft compound tyres. I need those guys to battle, to be honest, to buy me some time. 3 laps to go. Let's try and pull through if we can. Right, last lap of the Grand Prix now. I don't know if Gasly's within DRS range. I'm going to guess he might be. Perez is going to try and pass him though. Let's stay composed and not make any mistakes. Raikkonen wins in Bahrain. Here we go. Up the hill and towards the final sector. Perez all over the back of me in the Force India. Let's keep our nose clean. Let's not extend the track. On the power, here we go. I need to stay in front on this straight. Overtake ERS along with Rich Mitts engaged. Perez is going to try and commit to it. I'm going to hold it on the inside line. Run it deep on purpose. There we go. And I think we got it. Job done. And we've held on. And that is us for P8 in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Great result. Very happy with that. Points for the first time this season. And we bounced back from Australia after starting from P19. A very good race. Very happy.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy and to stay out of trouble.
And now it's time to wind down and celebrate after that fantastic Grand Prix. Here they come, your top 3, out onto the podium.
Right, so looking at the final race results, Raikkonen wins in the desert ahead of Sebastian Vettel, making it a Ferrari 1-2 domination by the red cars in the desert ahead of Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Lewis Hamilton, my teammate, P5 after winning the opener, only manages 5th place in this one, beating Marcus Ericsson and Max Verstappen. We come home in 8th place with Sergio Perez and Pierre Gasly rounding off the top 10 with Alonso, ultimately missing out on the points. Further down the order though, as we scroll towards the bottom, we have Van Dorn and Ocon retiring from the race with Sorokin a lap down. And in terms of the driver standings, standings, what that means is Lewis Hamilton still leads by 2 points over Vettel, rocking there with a big 25, getting himself straight up to third place on the board, and Carlos Sainz all the way up to P4 as well. Alonso drops down to P5, scoring no points in this race, and we score our first points there, as you can see, 4 points for us in P13. And in terms of the constructors, Ferrari take the lead by 19 points over the Silver Arrows as they score a very strong result here today. And all in all, hopefully we can bounce back. China's going to be a very exciting race. Temperatures on the tyres will be a real issue. However, that's a track where I know I'm going to have good pace, and it's going to be my first real chance of going for a race win, and I'm very much looking forward to it. But that is that for Bahrain, and we're now going to move into the laptop and get some upgrades on the car. Right then, so here we are on the laptop. Now we're going to purchase a durability upgrade. We're going to go straight in with the control electronics, because that is an important upgrade, because it basically means the better the control electronics, the less all the other parts were, especially when they go above 50%. So we get that on the car. I don't think we can afford any of the others, unfortunately. The next one is going to be a gearbox one, because the gearbox is wearing out pretty quick. So yeah, pretty much we're going to gradually get these durability upgrades on the car. Unfortunately, we failed the team goal, which was to score 32 points up until this point of the season, and we only have 4. So hopefully we can bounce back in the next coming races. China, like I said, is going to be a good opportunity for us to really have a strong weekend, and I'm hoping that we can really be in the mix for the race win there if I can keep my tyre temperatures under control. But all in all, guys, that is going to be it for this episode of Career Mode. If you did enjoy it, then please do drop a like on the video. Also, do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 content and turn on notifications to not miss a single upload from me. And finally, check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching so much this episode of Career Mode, and I'll see you in my next one very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.